When it comes to treating, substance use disorders and mental health problems, one of the things that we do here at the Blanchard Institute is really, take a scope at the history of treatment, because we haven't done a very good job as a nation. Out of all the people that need help, less than 10% get help historically, and we thought that was because of the disease was pushed into the shadows. But we can't say that now, because everybody and their brothers heard of the opioid epidemic, and it's all over the news and all over the newspapers, and you can't talk to anybody without hearing about it. And still, the latest information that came out last year says that less than 10% get treatment. So it's not exposure. So what's the problem? And one of the problems is gross misinformation coming from our healthcare system, coming from even people that are personally in recovery themselves when they try to give advice or recommendations. And one of the gross inaccuracies is patients have to hit rock bottom or have to want it to get better. And they couldn't be further from the truth. What we try to really empower families with is knowledge. Knowledge is power. And the understanding that this is a brain disease. Substance use disorders and substances of abuse affect the body differently initially. Everybody's familiar with the terms uppers and downers. You have your uppers that are cocaine, speed, meth, Adderall, those things that are excitatory. And then you have your downers like THC and benzos and opiates and alcohol. Uppers and downers affect the body differently initially. But in the end and in the long run, all of those chemicals affect the body and the brain the same way. And they shut off or severely diminish the activity in the frontal cortex. And, without going down the rabbit hole of neuroscience with you, why is that important for families to understand and society to understand and medical professionals to understand? Is the frontal cortex, that part of the brain that's not working properly when somebody's abusing substances, that's the part of the brain that controls formal thought, executive functioning, rational decision-making, personality, emotional regulation, ability to organize thoughts, memory, morals, spirituality, empathy. That's the part of the brain that makes us human. It's the part of the brain that separates us from reptiles who only have that reptilian brain. And so how does that translate for what families experience? It's because the most common statement I hear families state is, I just want my child back. I just want my spouse back. I just want the person I married back. I just want my brother back. Whoever they were, they're gone. It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Well, the medical reason for that is that part of the brain that makes them individual and who they are, it's not working properly. And so why would I expect an individual with a handicapped brain that's not working properly to make a decision that they have to want it to get better? That's like asking somebody in a wheelchair to get up and sprint across the room. Their body's just not capable of it. And so I clarify that with families and professionals. I say, if somebody's going to live a lifetime of long-term recovery, yes, they're going to have to want it. They're going to have to engage. They're going to have to be motivated. They're going to have that internal change eventually, but not in the beginning. Their brain is just not working properly. And so that's why it is absolutely important for families to understand they can have significant influence. They need to have significant influence in order for their loved one to get help and set boundaries and help them get into treatment by getting them to comply with treatment. Because I can tell you, if they saw their loved one's brain that's handicapped and not functioning, they would never allow that brain to have any influence over their health care. So why would you allow it to have influence over theirs? And so there's a lot of stuff families can do if they have the right, accurate knowledge and guidance, and that's what we try to do here at the Blanchard Institute.